It's time for the Peter Channel 5 o'clock news for this Wednesday, December 24th, 2014. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins. Here are your 5 o'clock news headlines on this Christmas Eve evening here. And our top story at 5 o'clock here is... in Amman, where Islamic State fighters took a Jordan with prisoner after his warplane came down in northeast Syria on Wednesday, the first captive taken from the U.S. A second video released by police provides another look into the fatal shooting of an unarmed black teenager by a white Missouri police officer late Tuesday that reignited a fear that Brooklyn nearby Ferguson after Michael Brown's August shooting death. Sony Pictures has started distributing the controversial comedy The Interview online after a day after the announcement that 200 independent theaters will screen the movie on Christmas Day. With reports that Josh Smith agreed to sign with Houston Rockets upon clearing waivers, there has been a question as to whether he's the right fit for the Houston style of play. On December 19th, less than 1 month after the Sony Pictures Entertainment suffered one of the worst computer hacks in U.S. history, the U.S. asked if is North Korea really responsible for the attack. A steady improvement in labor market has reduced layoffs in recent months and cut the number of people receiving continuing state benefits by more than 500,000 from a year earlier. After an eventual 12-plus months that began with being named Times Person of the Year and ended with his blistering critique of the Vatican bureaucracy, Pope Francis gets a chance to celebrate the President over the Christmas Eve Mass at St. Peter's Cathedral. In Baghdad's embattled Christian community worshipped finally Wednesday night at Christmas Eve Mass as the pews filled at Baghdad's Sacred Heart Church as people remember the darkest year in memory. British and German troops make a Christmas and New Year truce in the trenches of Western Front. With no real culture to justify that the suffering of Gazans over the summer, Hamas may feel it has little to lose. The election campaign may also dictate the Israeli response. NORAD is tracking Santa Claus at his sleigh on Christmas Eve as he wings toward New Orleans. 4 more mystery donors have dropped jewels worth thousands into the Salvation Army's red kettles in Massachusetts on President outpouring of generosity, continuing the wake of a widow's donation of wedding wings early this month. In Austin, Texas, former U.S. President George H.W. Bush, 90, remained in a Houston hospital on Wednesday as a precaution after experiencing a shortness of breath, a spokesman for the 41st president said. The dog that faced being euthanized after the death of his owner will now be taken to an animal sanctuary in Utah. The story Bella, a German Shepherd, made national headlines after its owner escaped the healthy animal to be euthanized and cremated. In Philadelphia, a group of 45 Philadelphia tech state companies have filed suit in federal court against Bradshire Service Uber X, calling the app-based enterprise unfair competition against medallion owners who have been to operate under state law. Sales of new single-family homes dropped 1.6% in November to a seasonally adjusted rate of 438,000 units, according to a report today from U.S. Facebook will have to face a class action lawsuit allegedly violating users' privacy when it scanned the content of messages for advertising purposes. Turns out Christmas is incomplete without the rock singing in the onesie as Dwayne Johnson channeled Elvis in his Here Comes Santa Claus performance on Live with Kelly Maxwell on Wednesday morning Christmas Eve. It's a very, very Merry Christmas One Direction fans as antibiotic. Now, Warren stepped out Tuesday in his skivvies and nothing else is showing on his playful side in his fifth particular little holiday happy dance. A Los Angeles County Superior Court judge has rejected an effort by well-known director Roman Polanski to have all sexual assault charges against him dismissed in a 3-decade-old case that spurred him to flee to Europe to avoid his sentencing. As a young boy who is said to be before he grows up a burly bearded, Bradley Cooper Chris Kyle was his lesson from a strict Texan father. Russian astronomers working with Hubble's advanced camera for surveys has detected rare dwarf galaxy right next to our very own Milky Way galaxy. Rising cones are not usually preserved because these soft tissues are more fragile, said Gendo Tanaka. The increase in new cases of Ebola in Sierra Leone seems to be slow, the World Health Organization says, as the country's government restricts travel over the holidays. A laboratory mistake at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention may have exposed a technician to the deadly Ebola virus, federal officials said on Wednesday. Take a look at stock market report here at 5:04. Dow Jones closed 1830.21, up 6.04. SP 528, 1.88, down 29 cents, and Nasdaq 4773.47, up 8.05. European markets, DAX 9922.11, unchanged. FTSE 6609.93, up 11 and 3/4. CAC 4042.95.85, down 19.12. And Asian markets. Nikkei 17,854.23, up 219.09. Shanghai 29,73.76, down 58.85. HSI 23,349.34, up 15.65. In the oil markets, they had 55.84 down 1.28, Brent 60.15 down 1.54, natural gas 3.03 down 1.41. In the gold markets, 11.73.5 down 4.5, silver 15.71 down 57,000 a point, and copper 2.8535 down 125,000 a point. In the bonds, US 10 yield 2.2641%, up 7,000 a point, German 10 yield 0.59% down 5,000 a point, and Japanese 10 yield 0.335% down 1,000 a point. And in the FX bonds, European US dollar 1.2197 up 4,000 point, US dollar Japanese yen 120.49 up 1 penny, and Great Britain pound US dollar 1.555 down 8,000 a point. Okay, take a look at New England Insular here at 505 here. Revere, Massachusetts on Davis Street at Patriot Parkway. Morbid accident, EMS assessment, 1 tow truck requested. Chelsea, Massachusetts on Route 170 East Everett Avenue, Barker Basket as pedestrians were struck with injuries. Boston, Massachusetts, Waldemar Avenue pedestrian struck reported traumatic arrest, and now the pedestrian has died. Mashpee, Massachusetts, Great Neck Road, North of Main Street, person went over by a vehicle, FF on the location, request rescue for 1 part-time. Party D2 transport. Taking a look at sports news here on this Christmas Eve night. The Houston Rockets signed coach Kevin McHale to a 3-year extension worth more than $12 million, reports ESPN. McHale was in his final year of his contract. In Inglewood, Colorado. Peyton Manning may be 38 years old and coming off his first 4 interception game in 4 years, but the Denver Broncos quarterback on Wednesday squashed any potential retirement storyline, says he wanted to return next season. Los Angeles, the worst road losses against Western Conference playoff contenders Phoenix and Memphis, and even home loss to champion San Antonio. In the Bahamas Bowl, Western Kentucky defeated Central Michigan 49-48. Peter Channel News Times 5:07, and it's time now for a little Trevor report here on this Christmas Eve night here. As we take a look at the traffic situation, and it shows Southwest Expressway on the southbound side backed up from the Pike all the way down for the Braintree split there, and Route 3 on the southbound side backed up from the Braintree split down through down through Weymouth, Fierce, expecting malaise here. And Tippin Tunnel on the southbound side backed up from the Zachem Bridge all the way down for the Pike. Mass Pike westbound side backed up from South Boston all the way down for the Prue Tunnel and Austin Bretton tolls. An accident on Store Drive in Boston, so expect malaise here. But otherwise, I don't see any red on the road, so it's going to be a smooth sound Christmas evening commute on this Christmas Eve here. Peter Channel News on Bobboy. Time now for a little weather report here on this. Oh gosh. Time now for our weather report here on this Christmas Eve evening of 2014 here. And 50 degrees on temperature with light rain, humidity 93%, wind speed is calm, barometer 78 inches, droop about 40 degrees, and visibility of 7 miles an hour here. Current conditions around the region here, it's 45 degrees on temperature right now here in Boston, 41 in Fitchburg, 41 in Bedford, 44 in Beverly, 46 in Gloucester, 41 in Nainville, 39 in Worcester, 42 in Sturbridge, 43 in Webster and Milford, 47 in Norwood, 50 in Taunton, 51 in Bedford, 52 in Falmouth and Provincetown, 40 in Falmouth, 40 in Plymouth, 51 in Chatham, 53 out in Martha's 51 in Nantucket, 49 in Cape Cod Bay, 55 in Block Island, 53 in Westerly, 48 in Providence, 45 in Smithfield, it's 55 in New York City, 56 in Long Island Sound and Nislip, 57 in Montauk, 44 in Long Island, 49 in Bridgeport, 50 in New Haven, it's 46 in Danbury, 45 in Waterbury, 44 in Meriden, 43 in Hartford and Windsor, 42 in Springfield, 40 in Amherst, 41 in Greenfield, 41 in Naphal, 42 in Pittsfield, 44 in North Hams, that's 46 in Albany, New York, 37 in Saratoga Springs, 40 in Bennington, 37 in Bradbury, Vermont, 41 in Rutland, Vermont, 39 in Keene, Hampshire, 36 in Chapman, New Hampshire, 39 in Nashville, New Hampshire, 39 in Manchester, New Hampshire, 42 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 38 in Concord, New Hampshire, 36 in Laconia, New Hampshire, and 39 in Portland, Maine, and Boston Harbor temperature at 45 degrees here. Okay, take a look at surface map. Random country shows a cold front from north central California, stretching up to the northwest Nevada, up to Idaho, down for Montana, down for Saskatchewan. Pink front in Saskatchewan, warm front down for the Dakotas. We got a stationary front from east central Montana down for Wyoming, and a front line from eastern Colorado down for New Mexico. A cold front from eastern Gulf of Mexico, stretching up the Appalachians and up in the northeastern Ohio, and a warm front from Ontario, stretching down for southern Quebec, and a cold front down for southern Quebec. A warm front from the Carolinas, stretching up Atlantic seaboard and stretching off New England coastline. Another warm front from down East Maine down for Nova Scotia here. We got low pressure off the Maine coastline here, northeastern Ohio, and off eastern Virginia, and eastern Colorado, front line from Colorado down for New Mexico, and a front line from southeastern Wisconsin down for Illinois, Indiana, and western Ohio. Front line from northern Michigan down for east central UP and Michigan and Ontario. Got a front line from Ontario, stretching up to Quebec, and a front line from Idaho down for Utah here. And we got low pressure in Colorado, southeastern Oregon, and central Montana here. And we got high pressure centers here in California, the Four Corner region, northeastern Mexico. 45 degrees at temperature right now in New York, 47 in Detroit, 61 in Pittsburgh, 49 in Washington, D.C., 62 in Atlanta, 81 out of Miami, Florida, 63 in Brownsville, Texas, it's 51 in Dallas, Texas, 36 in Kansas City, 39 in Chicago, 30 in Omaha, Nebraska, 36 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 41 out in Salt Lake City, 50 out in Denver, 61 in Phoenix, Arizona, 38 in Albuquerque, New Mexico, 71 in Los Angeles, 62 in San Francisco, 50 in Las Vegas, 32 in Great Falls, Montana, and 43 out in Seattle, Washington here. Take a look at our latest radar situation in the show. Some yellows, orange, which like moderate bands of rain from northeastern Connecticut, stretching the name for Red Island, down for 7 Bristol County, 195 quarter from Seekonk down to Fall River, and around Westport, and down of moderate heavy band rain off the south coast of Massachusetts, stretching down to Martha's Vineyard and then Nantucket, and a line of heavy showers around Middleborough down to Plymouth and round off the Ipswich Island. Otherwise, some light to moderate band rain coming to much as 7 New England there, and we'll zoom you out. And line of rain showers coming from eastern Quebec and north New England and eastern New York, stretching down through the Atlantic seaboard and coming to much of northern Florida and now from west central portions of Florida. And around Tampa Bay area, we're seeing some showers and thunderstorms from Florida, stretching up into North Carolina here. And another band of showers and storms around eastern Tennessee and Kentucky, stretching out for central Ohio, down for Michigan, coming to northern Indiana, down for eastern Illinois, down for southeastern portions of Missouri, down for eastern Arkansas, western portions of Arkansas, down for southwestern portions of Missouri. And 9 o'clock coming from east central portions of Ontario, down for western portions of Quebec, and some snow showers around northwestern portions of Michigan, and down for the east central UP and Michigan, down for east central portions of Ontario here. And some snow showers in the northeastern portions of North Dakota, northwestern Minnesota, 7 portions of Manitoba, down for southwestern portions of Ontario. Some snow showers in east central portions of British Columbia and southwestern central and northeastern portions of Alberta, down for west central portions of Saskatchewan. Rain showers in the northeastern portions of Montana. Snow and sleet rain showers in northwest Montana, northern and southern portions of Idaho. Snow showers in northeastern portions of Oregon. Rain showers in southwestern Idaho, down for southeastern portions of Oregon here. Rain, sleet, or snow showers around the Sierras of California up in the northern California. Rain, sleet, or snow showers in southwestern Oregon. Rain showers in northwestern Oregon down for west central portions of Washington State and line of rain showers in southeastern Alaska here. Okay, take a look at satellite look here, and it shows line of clouds coming to much eastern portion of the country and Midwest, and patchy clouds around western Great Lakes down from Mississippi Valley, and another line of cloudiness coming to much of the western portion of the country, and up in the northern plains, covering to much of Canada from British Columbia down for Quebec here. And if you're flying around on this Christmas Eve evening by air, we got Dallas, Fort Worth, Newark, Liberty, and Philadelphia International Airports got some airport delays here. Okay. Take a look at short-range public discussion around the country here. There'll be a slight risk of some severe thunderstorms over parts of the southeast and snow for parts of the northern South Rockies and Great Basin. Storm over parts of the Great Lakes will lift northward into Canada by Christmas Thursday morning. The association front will move off the east coast also Christmas morning. This system will also produce some showers and thunderstorms over parts of the southeast front late Wednesday evening. Moderate heavy rain will develop on parts of the upper Great Lakes and the northeast and will move northward into the Canada on Thursday Christmas day as light snow will develop over the parts of the upper Great Lakes and move into the parts of the Ohio Valley before ending over parts of the Northern Appalachians by afternoon by Christmas. Meanwhile, none of the storm of the Northern Rockies will move eastward to the middle Missouri Valley, upper Great Lakes by Friday morning, as the system will produce moderate snow over the parts of the Great Basin, Northern Rockies, Northern High Plains on Wednesday evening, and will move into the Central Rockies, Great Basin by Christmas morning, Thursday, as the areas of moderate snow will wait in the broken area of light snow over the parts of the Central Rockies by Christmas evening. In addition, light snow will move over the Northern Plains and the parts of the upper Mississippi Valley by Christmas evening. There's a light snow will extend into parts of the upper Great Lakes to the Central Plains, Central Rockies by Friday morning, as lower elevation snow will develop over the parts of the California on Wednesday evening and then late Wednesday night. As rain will also develop over parts of the Southern Rockies, High Plains, snow over higher elevations by Friday morning. The traditionally weak onshore flow will aid in producing light rain and high elevation snow over the parts of the Pacific Northwest by Friday, as snow will develop over parts of the Northern Mountain region, Northern Rockies by Friday morning. There. And take a look at forecast discussion around the region here. Strong low pressure trickling across the Great Lakes will bring heavy rain and gusty winds and minor coastal flooding will be in the Christmas morning as dry above. Weather with above normal temperatures will fall from Christmas afternoon to Saturday. A cold front may bring a few rain or snow showers Sunday as another storm may affect us late Monday into Wednesday. New term into 6 a.m. Thursday morning, 1:15 p.m. update. Low clouds and patchy fog local dense continues across the region as warm front appears to be along the New England south coast at 18 Z. Northern winds shift to the southeast south across the Cape and Islands due to the weak wave in this front. Moving along the coast, while winds remain light northeast across the interior as light rain and areas of drizzle also continue across the region. In fact, the rain is filling with good lift ahead of the warm front. First band of heavy rainfall working around the New Jersey coastline toward Long Island should arrive around 3 to 4 p.m. as every patch of rain along the North Carolina, Virginia Capes region will head in northeast. Drive this evening is already noted up to 1/2 to 3/4 inches. 0.88 inches of rain at Newark, New Jersey over the last 6 hours in the New York City area. Question at this point will be when the warm front will slowly lift north. Think this will happen as the first band of heavy rain moves in along with another wave of low pressure winds will shift. This happens pick up and this happens. The front should shift slowly north late this afternoon this evening as warm air moves in. Not child far this one will move, but think it will be into the north central Massachusetts, South New Hampshire vibe. So here's Thursday on Thursday. How about the forecast to bring current conditions, current and incorporated into near term trends? Okay, let's take a look at our weather notes. Water temperature 45 degrees. We expect rainfall totals 1 to 2 inches with South Coast. Massachusetts and Cape Downs up to 1 inches elsewhere around the region and wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour. And our tricky travel forecast expected to be poor travel late tonight into early tomorrow morning here. Okay, tonight's lows here. It's going to be a mild Christmas Eve here. Christmas Eve night here tonight. As we're going to split the temperature range in half. It's going to be around the 40s for much of northern New England up and upstate New York. It's going to be in the 50s for much of southern New England and for downstate New York and around New York City in the vicinity here. And it will be heavy rain now into early Thursday morning. Significant urban flooding is possible. And winds strongest Thursday morning here. And again on Thursday night. And Santa is now making a next stop. Venice. He's going to be arriving about 99 seconds from now. Here. Okay, let's take a look at our forecast here. First, let's take a look at our We are under a wind advisory. Wind advisory in effect from 10 p.m. this evening to 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. Location: Southeast Rhode Island and Southeast Massachusetts, including Providence, Newport and Fall River, Plymouth, Taunton, and Foxborough. Winds southwest 15-20 miles per hour with gusts around 45 miles per hour possible. Time at mainland after midnight tonight into early Thursday morning. Isolated thunderstorms overnight may also produce these gusty winds. Impacts the strong winds may also dent some small tree limbs and branches, possibly causing isolated power outages here. As the wind advisory is issued when sustained winds are forecast to be 31-39 miles per hour or gusts will range between 46 and 57 miles per hour. As winds this strong are capable of denting small tree limbs and branches, possibly causing isolated power outages here. As driving can also be difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. And the flood watch continues for portions of Northern Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and including fallen counties in Northern Connecticut, Hartford, Tolland, Wyndham, and Massachusetts, Barnstable, Bristol, Essex, Franklin, Hampton, Hampshire, Middlesex, Norfolk, Plymouth, and Suffolk and Worcester counties, and Rhode Island, Bristol, Kent, Newport, Providence, and Washington. Friday, Thursday morning, very most air masses ahead of an approaching cold front will result in periods of heavy rain tonight. The rain may be at locally at times, and event rainfall totals of 1 to 2 inches are expected locally. Are total amounts possible to have rainfall totals are expected across northeast Connecticut, Rhode Island, and southeast Massachusetts. The main threat from the rainfall is urban and poor drainage flooding. Some streams may rise around bankful levels. The rain is expected to come to an end from west to east across southern New England during Christmas morning. A flood watch means that it will be potential for flooding based on current forecasts. You should monitor later forecasts and be alert to possible flood warnings. These living in areas prone to flooding should be prepared to take action should flooding develop. Day 1 tonight, flood watch and wind advisory. Day 2 for 7 Thursday for Tuesday, flood watch and wind advisory. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. Here, for tonight, we're going to have some rain before 8 p.m., then rain and possibly a thunderstorm between 8 p.m. and 4 a.m., then rain after 4 a.m. Patchwork before midnight, then patchwork after 1 a.m., low around 36 degrees. South wind about 8 to 17 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation 100%. New rainfall amount between 1 and 2 inches possible for Christmas Day. Rain mainly between the morning hours and until noon. Patchwork before 8 a.m. Temperatures falling around 48 by 5 p.m. West wind about 13 to 6 miles. Gust size 29 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation 90%. And new precipitation amounts between a quarter and an inch possible. For Thursday night, most of the coast got low about 32 degrees. West wind about 8 to 13 miles. Gust size 29 miles per hour. Friday, side sky about 46 degrees. West wind about 7 miles per hour. Friday night, most of the coast got low about 33 degrees. Saturday, side sky about 49 degrees. Saturday night, Park sky low about 36 degrees. Sunday, chance of showers. Most Park side sky about 46, chance rate to 30%. Sunday night, most of the sky low about 30 degrees. Monday, Park side, most of the sky about 38, low about 26 degrees. Tuesday, Park side, most of the sky about 36, low about 25 degrees. For Wednesday, most of the sky high about 36 degrees. Prayers, what a phrase of the day. A light rain, a wet Christmas Eve night on tap. This prayer was have a good evening with good positive. Hope you have a good Christmas Eve night and stay safe on this holiday season. I'll see you for an 11 o'clock report. Have a good evening with a good positive to the ear and a good Christmas Eve night.